Hi everyone, it's me, Moonlight Guidance. We are going to do a reading to see what's coming through for you, and this is for all star signs. So if you are here, I feel like it's a huge sign that there are messages for you. And also this is a very safe space where you are always very welcome. And if you ever wanted to purchase any personal services, readings, items, rituals, intention items which have thousands of 5-star reviews, everything's always linked in the description box below and on shop moonlightguidance.com. Okay, so we'll take a look, see what's coming through for you and what messages I can give. It's so windy outside, oh my god. All right, so if you hear that, it's the wind outside, it's just the weather doing weathery things. And let's have a look and see what your reading has for you. All right, let's see. I'm gonna grab these ones because I just cleansed and saged these cards actually, so let's use them, see what's going on. Five of Wands, Death card, Ace of Wands, 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 6 of Wands, Emperor. Okay, well, you know, we've got a lot of cards here, so I'll just tell you as I'm talking about them rather than telling you what all these cards are, because I'm gonna mention them all anyways. So first and foremost, I really feel that there is a really strong message here that you need to hear. I really feel that some of you have a tendency to overthink and worry, which is a normal part of life. Like, I don't want to invalidate any of you for feeling like you overthink things or that you feel a certain way about things and then it's just like a lot. I don't want you to think that you're just overthinking things. I do have a tendency to say though that you might be feeling like things are worse than they are. Now, I don't want to give you emotional invalidation and tell you that your feelings are not valid, but I do feel that you stress and worry because you've been heartbroken in the past, you've been sad, certain situations have fallen apart or certain relationships have fallen apart for you in your life, and so you carry that with you, and then you feel like every other person that's in your life might do the same, or you might feel like, you know, small things that happen feel really big to you. Like it's a trigger where you think to yourself like, oh, this tiny little thing in my day-to-day life has not worked out, and then you blame it on the fact that, well, you might not even blame it on anything, but you just feel like it's a big thing when actually it's a small thing. And I think that it's triggering because of the things that you've been through in your past, so you can get very irritated and very irked by little things. The other thing as well to keep in mind is that you might actually think to yourself like all of these little things are negative energy, that it's, you know, because you're, I don't know, your window has a crack in it, that it's magic, that some divine creature, demon thing is interfering with your life. You might suddenly jump to conclusions that because you have a cold, someone's messing with your energy, like something is, you know, not right. You may, this is what happens in the sort of way of spirituality as well, is that you might then think that your life is supposed to be perfect. And I just want to say that life is about duality. So always know that life is about duality. Little things, little ups and downs will happen from time to time. But little things do not mean that you are not protected. It doesn't mean that things have gone wrong. It doesn't mean that you suddenly got magic on you. There are ways in which, yes, people do have magic on them, but honestly, it's okay. Okay, it's going to be okay, because you might think to yourself that because you tripped and sort of fell over, that it must be someone doing magic onto you, or it must be some crazy demonic energy. Not always the case, okay? Life is about duality, and the more you are spiritual, what can end up happening is that you think that your life is supposed to be perfect, because the more spiritual you are, the more focused you are on yourself, then of course everything should be working for you, nothing should ever go against you. Remember, life is about duality. Little things will happen here and there. Even when a moon phase comes, you can feel emotional, you can feel drained. It doesn't mean that there is magic on you. It doesn't mean that someone's playing with your energy. It doesn't always mean that something is going wrong. Okay, remember that life is about duality. You need rain, you need sunshine in order to create that rainbow. It is a part of life. So you may sometimes feel like you're making small things into bigger things by thinking, oh, it must be this, oh, it must be that, oh, it must... It's part of life. And I know that this sounds like such a strange message to give in a reading, but I do feel like it's very important, especially for those of you that are very spiritual and, you know, you are practicing spiritual practice to make your life better, but then you're wondering why little things keep happening. Those are little things. They are not big things, okay? Big things are like major serious things like accidents and major illnesses and major things. You are protected from a lot of those things. So when something little happens, like you knock over your favorite vase or something, it's a small thing in comparison to something bigger that could have happened. You are protecting yourself, but keep in mind that life is about duality, okay? I think that this is one of the most important messages, because I do get people come up to me, and not come up to me physically, but you know, through emails and communication, like, oh, Moonlight, you know, yesterday I tripped and just sort of fell over and I sprained my ankle. Like, I can't believe that this demon is after me. Yeah, not always the case that a demon is after you. I just really want to mention that. For some people, you know what, they go through major things with spirits and entities and things like that. But a lot of the times it's not, okay? So I think that it's really important to be able to differentiate what is and isn't. And little things will happen from time to time. You cannot expect your life to be perfect, okay? Nobody's life is perfect. That's one thing to keep in mind, because we're always growing, we're always learning. And the more spiritually you are feeling entitled to things, remember that spiritual ego. So you want to calm down any spiritual ego, and actually then your life will get better anyways, you know? But you just want to live in a moment of gratitude and acceptance towards what you have and what is working for you. And yes, your life will get better, but little things will always come and go, okay? One day you might walk and it might suddenly rain. It doesn't mean that there is magic on you. It doesn't mean that your life is falling apart. It just means that it's raining, okay? It means that it's raining. It's part of life, okay? It can't be sunny every single time you take a walk outside. I just want you to know this, because I feel like in this day and age, people think that when you're becoming spiritual, everything in your life will be perfect. It will get better, like it will 100% get better, but it doesn't mean that you will never come across some form of little challenge here and there, because it's part of life. It is part of life. It is part of life, okay? So I've really felt like you need to hear that, because then the thing is, every little thing will constantly break your heart. Every little thing will constantly trigger you, and you're going to get more and more upset over these tiny little things when they're just little things, right? If you are suffering, however, with magic, and you genuinely believe that, you know what, this is magic, this is frustrating, then you know what, we can do a reading on it. I do offer personal services and readings to really look at whether the situation you're dealing with is something to do with the astrological aspects of things, whether it's to do with actual magic and someone placing magic onto you, whether it's to do with, you know, demons and entities, or whether it's actually just a part of life. We can definitely have a look into that, because, you know, yes, some people do actually deal with those things, but those are major things. Those are catastrophic things. Those are things that are really overwhelming and difficult to deal with, that can keep certain areas of your life held back. I do also do the black magic removal and the protection rituals as well, which are on my website, as well as personal readings, and there's also intention items as well, which have thousands of 5-star reviews. I thought I'd just mention that. All the services are actually on my website, but that's the thing, is that you might then make every little thing into something bigger that it actually isn't, and then it controls you, and then you can't think of anything else in your day-to-day life, and then you feel frustrated that nothing's working out, and it's like, oh, it's a constant cycle, you know? So Death card here is really a transformative energy, okay? You may be upsetting yourself over things that are smaller things, okay? Smaller things, which I'm not saying are not important, right? If you like trip over, I'm so sorry if you trip over, you know, but you'll be okay. You will be okay. That's the main thing. You will be okay. But you might think to yourself, like, oh, it's not fair. Like, I'm spiritually active and I'm spiritually doing the best that I can, and yet I'm still tripping over something. It's most likely not to do with that, okay? It's not to do with, like, manipulative control and things like that. The 8 of Swords, okay, with the 3 of Swords here, shows that you can actually make yourself stuck in your life by constantly thinking that something is against you, when actually it's little things. These little things are making you stronger in your life. It's also allowing you to pay a little bit more attention to things going on in your life as well. And not only that, though, little things are little adjustments, okay? Little things that protect you from bigger things that could have happened. So the Ace of Wands shows that you're on the right path. It's okay, okay? It's going to be okay. You are in a place of power. You're not dealing with major issues. And if you are, we can absolutely look into that. But from what I can see is that it's okay. it's okay. Yes, some of you may have magic on you, okay? We can definitely address that. But for many of you, the things that you may think are a curse, you may think that life is against you. These are astrological events, okay? They come and go with astrological events, or it can be to do with just things happening from time to time. So yeah, the Six of Wands and the Page of Wands and the Ace of Cups here shows that your life is okay. There's nothing necessarily to worry about in this regard. So I feel like it's really important, because you might think to yourself like, oh, but this person was so rude to me and mean to me, and then, you know, and perhaps that's just a sign that you need to move on from those people and distance yourself away from such people, rather than constantly giving your time, energy and effort to those kinds of people who literally couldn't care less about you. So I feel like you had to listen to this. Little things also protect you from bigger things. Sometimes the universe works in a way where, you know what, yes, you might trip over something, but then it protects you from an even bigger accident that could have caused even more damage to you, okay? So the universe works in really, really interesting ways. Make sure you do your spiritual practice without spiritual ego. This is very, very important. No one is immune from little things here and there, okay? Not even me, okay? But that's the thing, is that we want to make sure that when you are on a spiritual path, you are lessening spiritual ego as well, because, you know, even with the law of attraction, people then feel like they are entitled to everything. And the thing is, that's ego, that's actually attachment, and you want to stay away from that as much as possible. So live in the present, work on yourself, take care of yourself. Yes, you know, if you feel frustrated about little things here and there, you're totally valid to feel like that, but it's not the universe going against you, okay? It's not like your life is falling apart completely. So yeah, that's what I want to say. But if, you know, there may be some of you that are watching this thinking like, my life really is falling apart, and we can absolutely look at that, because there can be, for some of you, you know, something more happening behind the scenes if you haven't done a removal, or if you haven't done a protection ritual, you know, for magic and things like that. Okay, so this is your reading. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I also have TikTok and Instagram as well. It's moonlight.guidance on Instagram, Moonlight Guidance on TikTok, and don't forget to subscribe as well. All right, take care, everyone.